Hi everyone, I'm Javi, I can draw. This is the last video for how to draw a hand. As you saw on the last video, I used a lot of reference to see if I could understand the underlying structures of how to draw a hand based on the tutorials that I found and some theories of my own that I had. I don't think I had everything right, but I think I kinda understood the basic structures on how to draw a hand. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think that the drawings that I'm going to do right now are going to be my best. I think that the secret to actually drawing hands is to use a lot of reference and draw a lot of hands, and eventually in time you'll get better. It is important to understand the underlying structures of a hand to learn how to construct them on the pose that you want, but you will eventually need some help. And thankfully I have two hands I can use for reference. And you can always have a mirror next to your computer, which is also useful for like expressions and when you need to draw faces, and also for the hands if you need to do a weird angle that you're trying to get. I know that even the best illustrators in the world use some photo reference when they need to use hands. So if they do it, it means that I will need to do it for the rest of my life as well. But still, as you saw in the last video, I used reference and I used the structures based on the tutorials that I found on the other video. And now what I'm going to try to do is see if without any reference, I can try to do some basic hand poses. Join me, let's see what I can do. Let's see, hopefully you got better than me using the tutorials and the reference. Let's go to the computer and see what I got. And here we are at the computer. Let's go ahead and see if I can do anything right. If I can get hands right. I'm a little bit nervous. Wish me luck. I'm going to start with a few closed fists. This is kind of a box structure. I think that it should be pretty easy except for like the thumb. And to get this tension here, you see how you can tell that the hand is really tense? You can tell like right here. That's what I'm going to try to get right. First the bread, and since this is kind of a box-shaped thing, that will come here for the fingers, for this. I'm going to split it in 4. I'm not going to be trying to be as realistic as possible because I want to do this fast so I don't bore you, but just stay with me. Now this finger, now the thumb, should just cross them here. But I want to focus on this part of the thumb first, and then I can part from here. That might be actually more useful than I thought, like when you're trying to do the thumb. Focus a bit on where you want the thumb to end instead of where the thumb should begin. That might be useful. So, does it look like an okay closed fist? Because I don't think there's much work to do after this. It looks pretty okay, doesn't it? Let's do it from the other side, see if I can get it right. Boxy thing for the fingers. Now something that I think that I'm always getting wrong at proportions, I really need to work on that. Because sometimes you might get the structure right, but if you're not getting the proportions right, it will still look off. Unless you're being like super cartoony. Which, if it looks good, it looks good. See, I'm getting something wrong here with the thumb. I'm gonna go back, 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 back. See, I'm using my fist as a reference to see if I'm doing everything right. And it's just... this part is huge. And then this comes here. There's something really off about this thumb. Should be okay, but it isn't. See, it doesn't look good. I'm sorry, I still have a lot of work to do. Second, third attempt as a good fist, or a good fist. Third attempt. Third attempt. You have to use reference. It's just undeniable that you used to use your own hand to get it right. It's not cheating though. Now here I'm just getting sloppy. Sorry for that. So, how does it look? It's a bit better than the first two attempts, right? And I can only get it better, not exactly right, but better by just using reference, yeah. This should be a bit bigger. Everything should be a bit bigger. It could be better, it could be worse. Let's move on. Okay, I'm going to try to do relaxed hands. I am going to be like dangling my hand like an idiot like this. Wish me luck. Okay, so here's the bread. Now, since the fingers are relaxed, here's the mitten. It should be like, this part should be as big as this part. Now the thumb is relaxed. And you see when the thumb is relaxed, it's not like on the side, but it's just a bit inside. It should be like something like this for the thumb, I guess. Now for the fingers. That's quite a challenge because they have to look like they're apart, like they are now, but without looking like this. And I don't think I got this just about right. Let's see. I think it could be worse. Maybe that should be the name of the video. I could be worse at drawing hands. Okay. Let's do another relaxing hand. Just on the other side this time. Okay, so remember, the thick bread slice here, because this curve here is important. Then come the mittens, like this. Now remember that I talked about something called like the paper sheet, that it didn't make much sense. But what I meant to say by that is that there is this surface that continues here on the thumb, see? That's what I was talking about, and that's why I thought that it would be useful to get the thumb right. I don't think it's that useful. Mostly try to ignore it. I can't figure a simple way to get the thumb right. I will get there eventually. You just hang in there. But in the meantime, let's just use the surface that continues, like this surface continues here. Now see, just to show you that I'm putting the thumb on the side. Now with the relaxed hand, the thumb is just actually pretty much all the surface inside. I'm doing just like this to see if that paper sheet approach actually is useful for something. I don't know. And here come the fingers. See, they still look like a lot apart, and they don't look relaxed at all, with just a few lines that I made. Maybe if I just curve them a little bit, because this is curved. This is not straight. So eventually you will see that this gets a lot together than this. But it still looks okay relaxed. It's not super relaxed, but it's okay relaxed. But you can see already that, you know, the basic structures are right, that what I'm missing is practice, right? But the basic things, maybe you should just go back to the other two videos and see what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to try, this one is just a bit of a challenge. But it's just the offering hand, like offering you something, like come with me. Now what I like about this, when I practice this one, is that this all curves, because the thumb is going to be like here in this offering thing. So this means that the bread slice is going to be all curved like this. And the mittens is we're going to be using this perspective. It's going to be curved something like that. Now we'll make the division for the fingers. The surface, I think it would be like this. I'm trying to figure out where they would bend the fingers. Does it look like an offering hand, like a hand offering something? Well, does it? It looks like a cartoony hand offering something. And I have no clue how to do thumbs, honestly. But if you were reading some sort of comic book, a cartoony style comic book, and a hand was offering you something like this, you would kind of understand what it's all about, right? You kind of get it. I still need a lot more practice. I'm sure that if you were trying to learn with these videos, you probably need a lot more practice too. Sorry for that. It is never enough, but we have to keep going, right? Well, mission report. I can't say that this week's mission was a success like other weeks were. I knew that this was a very, very complex subject. I know that there are still a lot of things that I don't know. But I think that I'm on the right track, which is important. All I need now is more practice. use more reference, and draw more, which is, what you always have to do. Use a lot of reference, practice more, draw more. But now that I have these structures that I found, I think that it will be easier from now on. So what do you think? Have you been practicing hands this week? Are hands something really difficult for you? Is there any secret that you have? Share it in the comments. Remember that the next video is going to be all the week compressed in just one video. And, well, that's it. My name is Javi, I can draw. I have to get better at drawing hands. I'm sure that you can draw too. I'm sure that you can get even better than I am. I'll see you on the next video on the next week. That's it. Bye.